Hi, it's Tech Thursday. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Nicole.
I forgot the intro.
No worries.
So this week, as promised, is part 2 of our Terrible Not Terrible. And we said we were going to talk about social media this week.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to talk about.
I love it when we're consistent. So both Cassie and I have separately wrote things. Grab bag of goodies. Do you want to pull the first one?
Yes, but before we start, just a funny anecdote.
Oh, fine.
Well, you were there for it, but Nicole was like, "Oh, social media, this one will be easy," and I'm sitting there like, I totally Googled some things.
Oh,
and wrote them down. So
no, I thought it was going to be easy too, and then I wrote 2 of them, and then I was like, oh, I need to write 2 more, and it took me until starting this thing up to finally think of them. So,
well. A couple of mine I almost made like really specific, but then for discussion purposes, I kind of left them open-ended.
It's true. Yeah, so, I know. I was also tempted to make mine specific. I didn't want them to be all about Facebook, I guess, is more of what I was thinking.
Mine was more open-ended, like, well, you'll see.
Oh.
More will be revealed.
All right.
Oh. Okay. Yes. So this one is one that's slightly more vague.
All right, I'm ready.
Of my own. Tagging/mentioning people in posts.
Oh.
Yeah. See what I mean? See what I mean? Picking up what I'm like. All right. Actually, I don't even know how I'm going to answer this.
Well, I have a more specific one in there about this.
We'll see. I didn't make mine specific because I was
okay.
Like,
all right.
About it,
tagging people. All right. So I'm just going to take it at face value, just what you've read. Okay, I'm ready.
Yay!
Most of the time, it's not terrible, especially if you know. First of all, those people might not mind, especially if you've asked them.
Right. Okay, you go on with that, and then I'll play devil's advocate.
Got it. Okay. So, for example, like we sponsored in part the Bar Harbor Kids Book Festival by holding the author's reception here at Anchorspace. So they tagged us on Facebook to like thank us for hosting the opening reception. So that was like a nice tag.
Yeah.
And we approved of that tag, right?
Exactly. It's relevant.
Right.
There's a clear like connection. It's not like some rando that we don't know.
Right.
Whereas I guess on Twitter you can technically like reach out to people you don't know, and that's like kind of expected.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like celebrities.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, not all right, devil's advocate.
All right.
So tagging, mentioning people in posts, like the businesses, I've seen it a couple times on Twitter, and they're like, it's a random business, and I get the notification on my phone. It's like, our thing has gone out today, and it just tags like 1 million people, and I'm like, I don't even think we get this. That I know of.
Well, you know what that is. So what they've done is they've made some RSS aggregate of a journal that publishes, or like of a little almost newsletter type thing. And they basically have pulled in an article from our website.
But it's super annoying.
Oh, it's super annoying. Yeah. And as far as I can tell, nobody reads those. Like, I don't know anybody who's like, ooh, the Paperly has come out for this marketing company. I can't wait to read it.
Right. Like, I feel like we often say like our newsletter's going out, but we don't necessarily tag anyone.
No.
Or if we maybe had done an exclusive interview with like MBI ice cream and they were in it, we might tag them and be like, MBI ice cream is in this newsletter.
Right. That to let people know if they're interested in MBI ice cream, they might be interested in the thing that's coming up.
Further devil's advocate.
we should get you some more. It's like a little like, oh my God. It's Halloween. We could probably totally find these.
Yes, and then we could use them for other Tech Thursdays where we do stuff like this.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm writing this down.
Yeah,
keep going.
I was just thinking of like the Facebook, like when the spam of like the Ray-Bans. I feel like that's you know what I mean? You guys know what I mean.
Oh, totally.
But you can tell like one of your friends got hacked or something, and it's like 50 different people like in these like obvious like ads just plastered of like 50% off Ray-Bans.
Yeah, or
you're just like,
or you click on the person's name who's posting, you're like, oh, who is this? And they have like 5 friends and they have like 1 picture.
And it's like their actual name on Facebook is just a like mashed up mess of
Yeah.
the alphabet.
Yeah.
So
I don't think those people care about being terrible or not terrible. They know they're being terrible.
I don't think they're real. That's
Oh, you think they're bots? Yeah.
bots.
Yeah.
Although
That makes much more sense.
It's kind of harder to make bots now, I feel like. Not that I've ever
Well,
tried, but
so fun story. So we manage a lot of Facebook pages, and it's tied in with your personal account, as you know, if you manage Facebook pages. So what was happening was we have some active clients who we manage, and then I have all these other people who I've helped in the past who I don't necessarily want to get off their pages in case they need more help, which they do occasionally. So what I did was I had to create a separate account. But oh my God, Facebook would not let me do it. I had to do it. I had to go to this website that lets you make a fake email and then get the email there to approve the Facebook, because it wouldn't let me make one for info at breaking even or maintenance at breaking even. It just wouldn't let me do it. So I had to make like a blah, blah, blah at outlookge.com, or so there's like a website where you can make a fake email address and get it to approve. So it's actually like I had to go out of my way to like make a fake Facebook account. It was kind of funny. But I'm sure that there's some bot that's figured out the algorithm for making up fake emails and doing it really quickly.
well, it's kind of like, the cops and robbers thing. Like, I don't know where I was going with that. I was thinking Catch Me If You Can. It's like when they actually catch, like, then both of the guys are kind of like, oh, it was kind of fun to chase you around. It was kind of fun to be chased.
Right. So as you see, tagging is one of those gray areas.
Now that we've done question number
Hey,
one.
we're both wearing gray today.
Oh. Okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
Don't make that gesture on film.
All right, I'm pulling the next one. I feel like this is like Secret Santa, but maybe not quite. Oh, what's this one? All right. And see, okay, here's a specific one.
Gotcha.
All right. I tagged you in a business flyer on Instagram for an upcoming sale I'm having.
Oh. I didn't know.
1, 2, 3.
Hey!
Yes.
That
So
was a weird noise. I've never made that noise.
no. So that's the idea, right? Is like if you are tagging people, oh my God, and ad reps used to do this to me too. Like if they want to sell me an ad, they'll like tag me on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, the quickest way to get on my spam radar is to tag me on stuff. If you want to email me about a promotion you're having or something, don't tag me on Facebook and have all my friends, when they're looking through pictures of me, not that anyone does this, but if they were, like seeing an ad like that I can purchase at your publication for $300. Yeah, no one wants to see that.
And like we get it, you're trying to get more eyes on it by like tagging
People,
but
yeah, it's rude. It's rude. Don't do it. If you think it
so
applies, send it to me.
2009.
Yeah. If you think something applies to me, send it to me directly. And then if I want to, I will post about it. Just saying. I'm glad we agree that that's terrible.
Comment as myself on a business page. So like if I were to make something for
like us or one of our
Breaking Even.
clients. Yeah.
Then I comment as Breaking Even, or I comment as Kassie.
You comment as Kassie. About how great it is. Okay.
Oh, about how great it is.
Or about whatever. You leave a comment, you post something as the business page, and then you comment as your personal self, which you can totally do. All right, ready?
Oh, I know.
Oh!
Oh!
All right.
That was really a devil's advocate thing, because I totally do it on our page all the time.
I do too.
Sometimes it's usually like, I try not to do it if I myself have posted it.
Right.
But it's a good way to get like, so my friends might not be a fan of our business page.
Right.
But our business page is public. So if I like or comment on something, then it might come up in their newsfeed as like, Cassandra Starr recently commented on this, and they're like, "Oh,
right."
That's
but it's
interesting. What is she?"
But first of all, you don't do it all the time.
Oh yeah.
And second of all, you don't do it. Like you add to the conversation. Like I feel like when you leave a comment, it's like funny. It's like a little like.
Yeah.
It's something that like goes with the
value.
topic. It adds value. Exactly. That's a good way to
It's
put it.
not like LOL.
Well, and there's a new business in town. I won't say what kind of business it is, but I've noticed that this business has been commenting on all the pages we manage as their business. They've been like leaving comments, and I'm like, I get it. You want business, but like it becomes really obvious
There's
when you
a name.
follow a bunch of pages in the same geographic area and you're hitting up all these, you know, at so-and-so, hey, you know, I could help you with that. Or, but it's just really, it's
This
gross.
town ain't big enough for the book. Just kidding. I believe in the abundance principle and not scarcity. But
I also
that's
believe in
maybe
the
a bit
abundance
old
principle.
Western. I don't think like people like that usually don't.
It's true. People like that usually don't. And it's too bad for them because their life would be a lot happier if they did. Also, it would be more accurate if they did. But, you know, yeah. So if he adds value and if you don't do it all the freaking time.
Another option
Not
too
terrible.
is if you just want to share it as yourself, which I do that sometimes. But
Yeah.
like again, same rules.
Sparingly.
apply. Yeah.
Sparingly.
If it's like, oh my god, Breaking Even posted something and then like no one's gonna be no, excuse me, none of my friends are gonna want to like the Breaking Even page because I'm basically just feeding it all to them anyway.
Right. And you know, nobody likes it when you, are posting the same stuff all the time. It's not very interesting. Are you waiting for me to pull a particular one?
Because I don't know. All right, I actually don't really remember what I wrote.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I think I was laughing at because of what you just said.
Oh, nice. I don't remember what I just said. Isn't that terrible?
Same thing all the time.
Same thing all the time. And speaking of things, using the same message on all the platforms, like making Facebook go to LinkedIn, go to Twitter, make it all go everywhere.
I was just making the Twilight Zone.
Ready? I love how we're forgetting. Right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What's the point? You know, like what if someone follows you on Twitter and Facebook?
What is the point?
I mean, you know, if that's how you got to do it, I guess. But there's different audiences on different platforms. Like people on LinkedIn are expecting different things than they're expecting on Google Plus, than they're expecting on Facebook. It's like going to different parties. You know,
it's like I just left this party
to come to
I
this
left
other
that party for a reason, and it's the same party. I'm just gonna go home and watch 300 meet. Oh, sorry, that was oddly specific.
That was oddly specific.
I don't know anyone who's ever done
that. Have you watched 300 yet before your rate, or is this a?
I'm kind of saving it for Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a pre-race ritual.
She watches 300 before races, which is a good movie to watch before a race.
It is. And then like I maybe visualize it during the harder parts of the race. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
They were straight up getting their limbs sawed off. I can probably run another mile. By sawed off, I mean it wasn't like anyway.
Yeah.
Back to social media.
Back to social media. Yeah, so different people are expecting different things. Now, if you're having, you know, a half off sale like we just had at Anchorspace, I do not hesitate necessarily. We don't do it all the time. I didn't hesitate necessarily to post it on LinkedIn and on Facebook, right?
Okay, devil's advocate moment.
Yeah. I like how it also looks like a goat. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a little goat devil.
That'd be a good costume, actually.
Yeah. And then you can have like zombie little Bo Peep. Oh my god! Don't take that idea.
Don't take that idea. Cassie's going, is that for Halloween?
Everyone's like, all yours. That'd be a good couple costume, right?
Right.
Devil, goat, and little zombie.
That's awesome.
Okay. Oh,
Devil's advocating about the Anchorspace sale getting posted multiple places.
Yeah. The trick is because we often say or like promote the same thing on the different platforms, not necessarily on the same day, and also different write-up. Like there's a different tone that goes with each thing.
Right. And there's maybe a different call to act, maybe like finally get your business like whatever on LinkedIn, you know, by coming into Anchorspace. And on Facebook, it might be come hang out with Nicole and Cassie. You know, more friendly, less businessy. I don't know. Anyway.
Worst case, come bring us coffee.
Right. Yeah. Cassie makes way better coffee than I do. It's kind of, I might have her teach me how she does it because my coffee is so terrible. It's kind of amazing how terrible it really is.
Multiple posts a day.
Oh.
I hope I have the right one.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Hey!
Yeah. especially with the new algorithm and stuff, like, Facebook and Twitter stuff goes by and people cannot see it, right? So I don't think posting multiple times a day is terrible.
Yeah. And if you're at an event, like at WordPress, I feel like people are on Twitter, like posting multiple times a day. Like that's pretty standard. Or like if you're hosting an event, throwing up pictures wherever.
Yeah. You're posting a picture of the keynote speaker, and now you're in the first workshop.
Interesting.
Right. Does everybody want you to live tweet your life all the time? Not necessarily. But
I hate to say
what some people do.
Not live tweet, but like live Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like, I'm talking like that because it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek moment for me.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure if I want to get into specifics here.
Got it.
I put my tongue in my
Well, the thing is, if you're going to post multiple times a day, think about certain platforms definitely are better for that. And you'll notice people doing that. So like I said, anything that is like sort of feed specific and kind of limits your feed, like Instagram, like Derek is obsessed with catching up on his Instagram. Like we were gone a long weekend and he had to like scroll through. He wanted to scroll through and see everything. He
follows like a lot of people.
Yeah. So like it took like a whole afternoon. And I think he didn't quite get to the bottom because it wasn't tracking anymore. But the thing is, unless you're my husband and you really care about Instagram, which he does, you're not going to go through and see everything you've ever missed. And honestly, sometimes people forget. They've seen a message and they forgot they saw it. So tell them again. I always feel like, in particular with Anchor Space, I feel like I'm telling people the same thing about the space all the friggin' time. But you know what? Like, sometimes you have to tell people things a few times before they remember it. I have to tell myself something a few times before I remember it. So
I'm just remembering this quote that I saw. I think it was on Instagram, but it was like when you're standing and shouting at your echo. I think it was like a tweet about being single or something. Oh, I find them hilarious. It's apropos. But it was like standing at the void and shouting, "You are beautiful, and I love you just the way you are," or something. And then your echo shouts back, "Let's just be friends." I don't know why I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
I know, sometimes things just hit you like a certain way,
that, weird, like funny.
And part of it is timing, which is why it's good multiple times a day. Like, so I was sitting on, I don't know if it was Instagram or Facebook, and this thing went by and it was Taco Bell, and it was Belle, like the princess, but she was dressed like a taco. Like her dress like looked like a taco. And it just hit me in just a specific way. And I sent it to Kassie because I thought it was hilarious. But part of me is like, if I saw that right now, would I think it was that funny? Or was it just in that moment that it was so funny?
The funny moment on my end of that was I had just been talking to my housemate about my commitment issues. And she was kind of like, when you find the right person, like you won't have a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And because I was kind of like, I might be like really flaky and maybe I need to like not be. And she was like, you're fine. So Nicole sends me this thing. It was like, this made me think of you in the best way, but the picture didn't attach for some reason. About this. This made me think of you in the best way. Attachment unavailable. Just like it was one of those like at that very instant, like based on the conversation I was in the middle of. Like otherwise I would have just been like, yeah.
Well, and when Kassie wrote back LOL or something, I don't think you said LOL, or something. I saw that it said file unavailable or whatever. But when she wrote back is when I saw that the file didn't attach. So I was like, did you see the picture? And you're like, no.
And then I had to explain that, right. But I was like, attachment unavailable.
So that's why it's okay to post things multiple times a day. That's why it's not terrible. It's okay.
Oh my God, we have 2 viewers.
Yeah. All right. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay. You fundraise for a project at your business using social media.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
So
It's okay. All right. I kind of thought you might say terrible. Actually, I baited you for that because I was like, Kassie might say terrible. And we could discuss. Were you torn at all about that?
I could be.
Right.
Let me mull it over and I can probably play devil's advocate.
Right. So why I don't think it's terrible is that as long as you tell people what you're fundraising for, they can choose to give or not give, right? That's my thing, is we can have all these problems with people who are fundraising like for their honeymoon or to get married or to whatever, whatever you think is an inappropriate thing to fundraise for. And the thing is, like, people have different values than you do. I think those things are ridiculous too, but at the same time, I don't have to give anything if I don't want to. Like, no one's making me give money. And in a business realm, I've seen people fundraise for stuff. Like a local business fundraised for a brick oven pizza thing.
And who doesn't want brick oven pizza?
Right. So it was one of those things where I was like, okay, if this makes it possible for them to do it and they're willing to pre-sell pizzas or whatever, offer perks or whatever to get that to happen, and people are willing to give them money, who am I to stop them? Who am I? I think it's great.
All about the perks.
Yeah.
So I thought of it. Remember last year?
Yep.
When we were talking about, we were doing our research for donation forms.
Mm-hmm.
And there was that business that was fundraising to get out of the bad neighborhood they were in.
Yeah. Yeah. They wanted to relocate.
And then you kind of look at the map and it was like they wanted to relocate like 2 houses down or something. Like, it wasn't even that far.
No, it wasn't.
But then they were like trashing the neighborhood that they were currently in, which is probably where their business was coming from. And the people that saw that were probably like, ouch. Like,
yeah, and they did make their fundraising goal. We didn't,
because they were negative Nancy's,
right,
instead of positive Patricia's. My grandmother's name is Patricia's.
Nice, positive Patricia. There you go.
Positive Polly. That works
Positive
better.
Polly. Well, they say Pollyanna, right? Like, is that?
Oh,
that
right.
I've never seen the movie. I think it's based on a movie.
Watch it with my grandparents.
Okay, so it is a movie.
Oh yeah.
All right, I wasn't sure if it was a book or movie.
That's all I remember.
She falls off a roof. Oh my god.
She's like tightrope walking like the top of the roof. Not really. She's just walking on the roof, which is ill-advised.
Right.
Especially in like the early 1900s.
Yeah, I feel like that's not something I would think to do.
She has all those like friggin' petticoats and stuff.
Like, yeah, in those terrible shoes. Oof.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we live now.
Seriously. So I don't have to wear petticoats.
Yeah.
Unless I'm some cute little puppy.
Well, if you need a double goat, let me know. I'm pro that costume. I think it's great.
Using a lot of hashtags, but that's how I wrote it.
Oh, nice. So using a lot of hashtags. Nice. Okay.
I had a really hard time like making that.
All right. Ready?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So this is why I don't think it's terrible. So my husband, he's obsessed with Instagram. The thing is, he never knows which hashtags to use. He actually has and this is a little pro tip here.
Awesome.
He has a little note on his phone, and he has all the hashtags in there, like all together. He's like typed them out. So he copies and pastes that in, and then he just deletes the hashtags he's not going to use.
Genius.
So he has these several hashtags that he follows regularly, these kind of newer emerging ones, and then he has some that he may have made up because they seem very specific. But the point is, on some platforms, the hashtag is how you get in front of people. So like I said, I'm more forgiving on sites like Instagram, but again, Facebook, yeah. Don't and again, here's another reason why reposting from the same, if you post something from Instagram and have it automatically go to Facebook, it goes with all the hashtags.
Unless you edit it.
Right. Unless you edit it.
That's usually what I do.
Nice. That makes sense. Yeah.
But you have to like think about it.
It's true.
Also, I accidentally one time, I was managing an Instagram for a business and I was like, oh, I'll just post it to their Facebook. And I didn't realize that that's like not how it works on your phone. So I posted to my Facebook.
I didn't know this. Things I learned about Kassie.
It took like 2 seconds for me to be like, oh, no. Because it was like about a party or something, and I was like, woo. It was like really, we were like, Cassie, what are you doing?
Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah.
So yeah, hashtags, I agree with
the platforms they were meant to be used on. And if there is,
don't hashtag like every single word. I think that's my concern.
Oh no. And like on Twitter, we have limited characters. Like you shouldn't be using the majority of those characters to, you know, if what you have to say is so unprofound that it takes like 25 characters to say it, like, I don't know. Just and then awesome. It's all hashtags after, right?
That was a tweetable.
That was a tweetable. Quote. Yeah.
I think 90% of what we say is tweetable, but I'm also biased.
You may be a little biased.
Oh
my God, we have one left. Do you want to do the others? Oh, you just did one?
I just did one.
Oh, okay. Did you? I feel like I have more on my side.
You do. Look.
Oh, I took to write the double horn note. I took your, yeah, that's why.
It's too late. Asking all your friends to like your business page.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Damn it.
Oh, did you mean terrible? Okay, good. That means discussion.
I just wanted to do this.
I say not terrible. And the reason I say not terrible is that people ask me to like stuff all the time. My rule, in case you're wondering why I haven't liked your business page yet, is you have to be in business for over 6 months. It has to be like a primary business. It can't be like the 5th or 6th business that you've opened and like whatever. And you have to not be trying to sell me stuff all the friggin' time on it. And you have to seem like you care about your customers by posting things of value. If I see those things happening, I will like a business page.
I was just going to, so generally I don't think it's wrong to ask people to like your business, but this is why I was going to be a lawyer, because I hinged on the wording, asking all your friends.
Oh.
The word all was what I was like, So I will go through and like select people to invite, but like some people I'm like
the guy I went on 2 dates with 4 years ago.
I was going to say, dude, I hooked up with in college and I'm not really sure why we're still Facebook friends.
Yeah, but then it's weird if you unfriend them now, because then it's like, oh, like, are you still pining and you had to finally unfriend him? Like it's like there's never quite a right time to do it, right? Yeah. So what I've started doing is I started making these lists of people, because I was tired of going through, because I had a party, or I had like the Ugly Shoe pub crawl, which by the way, I highly recommend if you want to have like a fun theme party where you don't have to super dress up, just make everyone wear ugly shoes. It's really fun. And then you go places, and then you have people at those random places judge whose shoes are the ugliest. And whoever gets the most votes at the end of the night can take home the ugly trophy. Nice. I think someone's here. So.
I have a bonus one.
A bonus one. Yeah.
So, lucky all of you. All right, business that only posts sales posts all the time, or only trying to sell you things. Because I was going to write that down and then I forgot.
Yeah.
That was really aggressive.
Right. So if you follow any page we manage or any of our pages, we don't just talk about how to buy stuff. We like to share things that we find useful most of the time, and then occasionally buy our crap stuff.
What's the book? It's like jab, jab, uppercut.
Jab, 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 right hook.
Right.
So Gary Vaynerchuk. No, it's the same idea. It's a boxing reference, right? But the idea is that, the jabs are the things that you share, like the value, the cool article, the instructional video, the things that you think your audience would like. And then the right hook. The right hook is the occasional thing you throw in and try and sell them something.
Yes.
And that's a really great book if you want some specific instances on how not to be terrible on social media. Because he actually has like over 200 case studies where he's taken like Instagram posts, he's taken Twitter posts and stuff and gone through and said, okay, this is what I like about it, but this is how I would do it differently.
Yeah.
And he
actually stuff.
Yeah, he actually workshops through. So
with the big red pen.
Yeah. So the point of social media is to enhance your business, not to be your entire business.
Oh, I just thought of a like warm and fuzzy moment that I thought I'd share.
Oh, yeah.
So
warm and fuzzy.
I was kind of in a mood yesterday, and I was looking.
You were?
I was doing I was doing research for the newsletter, and then I got into this, like, one of the sections is about trolling. Spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually see what I've written about trolling if you subscribe to our newsletter.
Yeah.
But it's just like it got into, like, people getting harassed and, like, having to go to the police. Someone tried to commit suicide, and I'm sure that's not the only instance of that happening. It's just the one that I saw published online.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, really? Like, this is what we're using the internet for? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But my grandmother is in treatment for cancer, and our family has a little group private page, and we just kind of get updates, and I'll stay in the loop that way. And my aunt just the other day just, like, wrote a little update, like, oh, grandma had her first round of chemo, she's doing great, blah blah blah. And then she comments on it, was just like, isn't Facebook just wonderful? And I was like, it's supposed
to be.
Yeah. So it's use your social media to enhance whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
Your business.
And honestly, even if you just have
that was all I had for that sentence.
Or a nonprofit, but, like, even if you just have the inkling that what you're doing might be terrible, like, that means you're a good person because you're thinking about it.
Yes. And if you're not sure, you can always ask us.
We'll tell you.
Google it. Yeah.
We'll tell you. We'll just send you a picture, like, when you write to us, of us holding, like, a sign.
Or maybe just of a zombie double coat.
If you do this costume, you'll have to take a picture because I gotta see this.
Oh, like, it'll have to be a group effort for sure.
Yeah.
I'll just, like, wander around the lawn.
That sounds fun.
People will be like, what? I don't know. I was doing a Tech Thursday and just lightning bolt.
Yeah.
From the sky.
Well, it is inspiring that way. It certainly inspires me too. So, all right. Thank you for joining us for the edition of Terrible and Not Terrible.
And next week we have email, right?
Yeah. Email marketing next week, Terrible, Not Terrible. So if you have questions you want us to weigh in on, if they're terrible or not related to email newsletters, feel free to send them to us. Or if you just have general stuff.
Yeah. We are open to suggestions.
Yeah. So leave a comment on this video. Go to our website, to the contact form, and you can leave it anonymously that way. And that's it. All right. Well, have a good week. Bye.
We'll see you when we see you. Thursday.
Yeah. Thursday. Tech Thursday.
It's not hard to remember.